Hey Brian, Steve Gardner here, Shealy Truck Center in Columbia, South Carolina. Thank you so much for reaching out to me and having some questions about an Isuzu dump truck. I wanted to save you some time, and also during this time of COVID, kind of do some social distancing and save you a trip from having to come down to the dealership and kind of give you a tour of a truck. So I've pulled one over here, and I'm going to do a quick walk around video of it and let you see some of the features and some of the benefits of what an Isuzu dump truck can do for you. So let me flip my camera around. Okay, so this is a 2020 Isuzu NRR. It is diesel. One option that you can add to the front of this truck is you can replace this front grille with a chrome grille. It does look great. Something important about the low cab forward design is its visibility. From the driver's position, you can see the ground 8 feet in front of the cab, and you're not going to get that with a standard cab vehicle. Over on the passenger side, let's take a look at these mirrors. They do have a breakaway so that should something hit that, you can pull that right back into the memory position. And this housing is plastic. It's going to protect your mirrors, your glass, without necessarily denting. Inside the cab, first thing you may see is this little bottle here. This is your windshield washer fluid. All Isuzus are standard with a heavy-duty vinyl floor mat. They're also standard with an AM/FM CD Bluetooth stereo with auxiliary port and a USB port. And of course, air conditioning here in South Carolina is a must-have. Now this is standard specific to this truck. This is the switch that operates the power tarp, and since you're interested in a dump truck, this may be of interest to you. Also, this shifter here is the PTO-driven switch that will help power the dump body up and down. PTO-driven versus electric over hydraulic. The gear shifter there is connected to a 6-speed 2 overdrive or dual overdrive transmission. Behind the driver's seat, which is fully adjustable, is a fire extinguisher. Behind the passenger seat is your warning triangle container box. The middle seat does fold down for a work surface, and the steering wheel is telescopic, and it also tilts, so you can really get very comfortable with it. You'll notice it almost looks like you're in a fishbowl inside this cab or inside this vehicle, because the visibility in these trucks is second to none. I'll talk about turning radius in just a second. Speaking of turning, these wheels are 19.5 inch in size. They are steel. Behind the cab right here is where you would add coolant, and here's your air filter. Behind that is the SCR. Now this is where all of the soot, the EPA stuff takes place. The EPA standards of what a diesel engine can put out as far as soot or emissions is all captured in this device here and burned off. Burning it off, it gets very hot. It uses that diesel exhaust fluid, gets up to about 1400 degrees. So if the vehicle is running, you don't want to park this vehicle over tall grass while it's going through a regen process, or you more than likely will start a brush fire. Behind that, the customer has opted for a long 60-inch toolbox. And some neat features. This guy's put a lot of thought into this body. He's got a curbside door that's wide enough for a pallet to load in, an electric tarp. Moving to the back of the vehicle, you can see this little corner here. That's actually in between the frame rails. That's your diesel fuel tank. He has equipped it with a tow hitch. This vehicle can tow 6,000 pounds. Just like any other Isuzu, they're rated for 6,000 pounds over GVW. This vehicle has a 19,500 pound GVW rating. And with 6,000 pounds of towing, that means a gross combined vehicle weight rating of 25,500 pounds, which means you don't need a CDL for the operating of this vehicle, even with a trailer. One thing I like about this is the body company put a third light in over the tow hitch. I thought that was a neat feature. And as I said, the frame rails are 33.5 inches wide. Moving around to the driver's side, here's a second door that he put in. The first door was in this area, the second door is here. And I point this out because he wanted to be able to load sod from the other side and sod from this side, a single pallet in either position, and 2 on the back, so that he did not go over weight on this truck. Also has optional toolboxes on this side. Here's where your batteries are located, and here's the diesel exhaust fluid tank. Now this is not a fill line, this is a full line, because this is mostly water with some uric acid in it, and in the winter this can freeze, and if it's overfilled above this line, it can crack this case. So that's what this is for. This is just a visual to help you not overfill the tank. Right next to it is the fuel filter and a manual fuel pump on top, and here is the fuse box. Now I've already undone part of the cab release so that I could show you this. There's a safety key, safety first. This goes in through this hole right here, and turn it. That way, this cannot collapse back in on you while you're looking or working on the engine. Now, this is the Isuzu 5.2 liter diesel. It is a tried and true engine. It has a B10 375,000 mile rating, which in English, that means 90% of Isuzu's engines will go 375,000 miles before you have to break into that engine. So it is a very durable, long-lasting powerhouse. So just wanted to give you a quick shot of what the engine looks like. I'm going to show you how to put this back down. Take the key out, stow it, and pull this handle. And I'm actually going to have to pull the cab down with my other hand because it's counterweighted, so it's not hard to do. And then to lock the cab down, push that down. Now I will give you a tip on how to get in and out of an Isuzu. Left foot on the bottom grate, which is great because it's open, so if you got real dirty feet or snow for any reason, it will pass through onto the ground. So left foot on the grate, left hand on the A-pillar, and when you grab those two, it'll just put you right in the seat. Driving this vehicle is very much like driving a car, and in fact, talking about turning radius earlier, this truck, as big as it is, with an 18-foot body on the front, will turn in a tighter radius than a large SUV. So that's just very impressive in my opinion. If this truck is something that you would be interested in, or if you would like for me to go ahead and order you one, I'll take you through the next steps. It's very simple and it's contactless. You let me know what you want, we'll get it ordered, and with the Isuzu finance loan documents, we can email those over to you. Again, in today's times, we're trying to do everything to keep you healthy and safe. Once we get the loan documents back from you, then our delivery driver will bring this truck to you, and they will wipe down all contact surfaces, making sure that there's no contamination or anything that's going to pose any kind of physical threat to you. If you have any other questions, comments, or concerns, please give me a call, 803-201-9257. Thanks, Brian. We'll talk soon.